The second episode of this season of The Market Show is right here and right now, baby. And you have to ask yourself, is it... Wait a minute. I'm getting a call. Could it be from an otherworldly being? Let's pick it up and find out, baby. Hello? 13th Skull. How's it going? You're shooting season 2 of the Aries Tarrington show. I'm fully aware of that. On location. Yes. I'm excited as well that you are going to be a new panelist on season 2 of the Aries Tarrington show. Ancient action figures, baby. Yes, I did see the new Henry Cavill art Superman. It is glorious. It's been out for a while, though, in your reality. On your Earth. Well, of course it's better than the Hot Toys one. The Hot Toys one is an ancient action figure, baby. Not where you are. Very, very interesting indeed. Yes, I am aware that Hot Toys is going to be doing 10th anniversary of The Force Awakens next year, and the 20th anniversary of the Revenge of the Sith. I know we already got Grievous. And, yep, I know we already got Darth Sidious. Oh, really? We're going to get a Kylo Ren and a Rey this year, even before... Well, I guess that's what Hot Toys is doing. Who am I voting for president? I'm not going to tell you that. Who are you voting for president? Well, you're... Right. Okay, so you're in a different reality, in a different Earth. So who's running over there? You're running for president. In your reality, on your Earth. Who's your running mate? The artisan Jack Sparrow is your running mate? And who are you running against, baby? Yourself? Well, how is that? Skull! I've got the wizard juice right here, my friends. Let's crack it open. Ah, look at all those constellations moving. Sucking down the knowledge and diving right into this episode. Right now. All right, and welcome to another episode of The Market Show, right here at the 6th Scale Cantina. Let's get right into the first segment where we're going to talk about some new waitlist alerts that are very, very interesting indeed. Bringing this up onto the screen. And now both versions of John Wick have hit the waitlist. The collector edition, and now the special edition one as well. So, breaking news right here. John Wick has hit the waitlist. And how will this do within the secondary market? Look, it's going to do very, very well at first. But you have to ask yourself, is Hot Toys going to give us an artisan version of John Wick from, with Keanu Reeves. And I say, yes. Oh, they absolutely will. And with the different variations and different versions that they could come out with using this with Keanu Reeves, not only from the previous 3 films could they go ahead, all 4 films from John Wick, could they give you different versions of this. So even if they wanted to limit it to 3,000, they can give you another version, that's 6,000. They can give you another version, that's 9,000. Even if you wanted to go ahead and take a version of Matrix, the new, whatever that's called, the new Matrix Reloaded, I believe it is, where it's basically the same hairstyle until the end of that film, you can go ahead and use that head sculpt for that as well. Because what have I been advising you was going to most likely happen? They were going to put out Hot Toys, more and more announcements, but less production of all these announcements. With more 2.0s, gosh, we all know that we're seeing that, but with more variations and versions. We have seen that very, very recently with the General Kenobi from the Obi-Wan series figure. As soon as they were giving the final production photos of that baby, you got that exclusive Mandalorian disguise version of Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars, limited to 2,000 pieces. We haven't even received the DX Artisan Heath Ledger Joker yet from Hot Toys, and we already have a second version of that one with the Batman Imposter version. And with that one, they're reusing some Christian Bale molds. They repainted that. I have the figure. It's behind me. You could probably see it. Oh, right over there. It's there. If you could see it way back there on top of Wonder Woman. And I got some news about that Warner Brothers 100 Wonder Woman as well. And they reused Mandalorian armor with the aforementioned Obi-Wan figure as well. So really, if they keep limiting these, they could make it as low as 500 or as much as 5,000. But within those numerical limitations of volume production, will they put out a John Wick, a Keanu Reeves artisan version, but then capitalize with different variations of that artisan head sculpt with rooted hair implantation technology? Absolutely. The information's right here, baby. Within this wizard juice. Pause. You're watching the market show. Go ahead and hit the like button and smash that subby. Cheers, baby. It's fascinating, isn't it? So what does that do to the prospect of this becoming a grail in the future? Hold on to your heads and hold on to your hats as we talk about that with some data and some information in this show. Some other breaking news on the wait list. And you can see right here that the collector edition, the only other edition of this Scarlet Witch, has now hit the wait list. Of course, the artisan version from Avengers Endgame has long been waitlisted, okay, at $445. But now the collector edition is now gone. That's it. And it is, in my view, the absolute best head sculpt that we have seen thus far of Elizabeth Olsen and her portrayal as Scarlet Witch. But it's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news right here on 6 Scale Cantina at the Market Show. This one is gone. Now, what is the prospect of the artisan version? Well, the artisan version here, what is this limited to? 2,500 pieces. 2,500 pieces, I believe. Yes. 2,500 pieces this is limited to. So no matter how many different variations, if they decide to do this, when they come out with this head sculpt, for this particular figure right here, this artisan version. When it comes out, it's due to come out. You know, it could be coming out this year. It says October 2024 through March 2025. You know, and the fact that this has hit the waitlist already, the collector edition, you do have to wonder if they are getting ready to, you know, put this out. You know, you remember the port strikes in the East and West Coast, that's been worked out, at least temporarily. So, you know, we could be getting, you know, an onslaught of figures here that Hot Toys could be shipping to Sideshow. And wow. But I think that no matter how many different versions of the artisan version of this come out, this one will always be exclusive because it is exclusive. So this endgame one that is exclusive and limited to 2,500 pieces will always be that way and an exclusive figure for this. So it's always going to retain some type of value. And that is where the market is heading. But we've got more waitlisted information here. And when I say where the market is heading, baby, you're going to see some evidence of where collectors are putting their money, how they're emptying their wallets. And then here you go right here, Indiana Jones. The deluxe version now has a low stock remaining warning. You can see it right here. And, you know, some people had some mixed feelings about this particular film. I know within the box office it didn't do very, very well at all. It did poorly. The collector edition is done. That's already been on waitlist for many, many months. But the deluxe edition is gone. And again, this is another one that's, you know, from October 2024 to December 2024 is this low stock remaining warning, because this is getting ready, you know, to be coming out with final production photos. And is that also a sign when you look at the Scarlet Witch that I had up before, that, you know, this is also a sign too? Are these going to be, you know, in the same containers, on the same ships that are going to be carrying these containers? You know, and I think you do have to wonder if that's what's going on over here. You know, with Indiana Jones and this particular figure, I don't see this one from this movie being reissued, even though they're coming out with everything every time soon. I expect a lot of different versions of Indiana Jones, and we're going to be getting into that. But this one right here, I think this is going to be worth a penny. It's Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones at the end of the day. And I can tell you right now, I cannot wait for this figure. I will be getting this figure, but this freaking base looks absolutely insanity. To have that on the shelf, no matter if I like the movie or I didn't like the movie, I could care less. Indiana Jones, an older version of him, I would absolutely dig it. And I'm getting it for sure. So, and again, we have more waitlist news, and probably the biggest one right here is this Luke Skywalker Dark Empire Edition. And why I say biggest one is you can see right here, the special edition is waitlisted. Okay? And the artisan edition, as you know, this one I believe is limited to 3,500 pieces. That's been gone. Special edition has been gone. But now the collector edition, it doesn't have a low stock remaining warning. Aries, what are you talking about? Well, it has something even more of an alert. It's almost sold out, baby. It's almost sold out. Pause. Cheers. Smash the likey, hitty, the sub. and drink down these stars, suds with me, baby. Wow. Almost sold out at $280. Now, I don't think they're coming out with this one early. This is expected to ship April 2025 to September 2025. Then what in the world? Why is this going on waitlist so quick? Well, a lot of these are going on waitlist so quick. I mean, most of the stuff that's on Sideshow, for instance, that I'm showing you right here, is on the waitlist, baby. Honestly, go through all of it. It's amazing how many of the Hot Toys are just on waitlist. But you do have to ask yourself, is it possible that another Luke Artisan with some sculpted hair variations are about to be coming out over the next few months before the end of the year? And I say, yes. Oh, hold on to your heads. Hold on to your hats. Because it's coming, baby. More and more Lukes. And I believe that that is exactly what is going on right here. Again, breaking news. This Luke has hit the wait list. And you can see right on the banner here, featured on the banner, almost gone. I wouldn't play around with this figure. This is a Dark Empire Luke. It's very, very niche. But niche in Star Wars with a main character like Luke Skywalker wearing his father's outfit is absolutely epic. And this will be, in my view, in the secondary market, absolutely sought after, whether it's the Artisan or these two sculpted versions. It'll be highly, highly, highly coveted. But listen, baby, we're not done. We have got more waitlist news. Let's continue to roll. And Jack Sparrow, who I think is the 13th Skull's running mate for president in his realm and reality. I don't know if that's Earth 2 or Earth 2 million. But the collector edition is on the wait list. The Artisan edition is on the wait list. And the deluxe version doesn't have anything yet. But you do have to wonder if it's going to very, very soon. This is also due to come out October 2024 through March 2025. And I wouldn't be surprised if you want a version of this and you didn't get the Artisan or you just wanted the deluxe version. I wouldn't sleep on this figure. I believe that it will be the this isn't even the this looks insane. This isn't even the Artisan one. Dead Man Tell No Tales. You know, I've got the DX hey Jack, I got the DX06 right in front of me here, baby. I cannot wait to get this. I absolutely cannot wait to get this. But that's some waitlist news there. And for you OT fans, so right now, the Deluxe Dewback has hit the waitlist. The Sandtrooper Sergeant has hit the waitlist. The Dewback has hit the waitlist. And what you can get right now is the set of two. The Stormtrooper Sergeant and the Dewback. This is OT, ladies and gentlemen, but a pretty darn good set. When will this hit waitlist? I don't know. We're going to go ahead and keep an eye on it. But I've been watching these go down through time, getting knocked off. And what does this one do to come out? Again, by the end of this year. So, do I think that this will be hitting waitlist? If they are able to officially release it here before December, as it says on this expected to ship? Yes. I believe that they will. That is quite a bit of Waitlist news. Pause. You're watching the market show. I need to quench the thirst again. I got to keep sucking down the knowledge to keep the brain moving. Isn't this banner glorious? Leia. What are the leaks? Well, this is leaking. I spill a lot of coffee. My coffee's leaking. My wizard juice is leaking. What are we leaking here? With this Joker. With this Prisoner Leia. With this Queen Amidala. You have to wonder. All right. So, now let's look at all of this and tie it into some very, very interesting market news. So, first off, I mentioned the Artisan Wonder Woman, which is really the first Artisan from Hot Toys. It's the Warner Brothers 100 Wonder Woman. They're actually commercialized prototype of their first Artisan figure. And right here, from an outstanding seller with 1,645 feedback, okay, sold $945. Just over the last couple of weeks. $945. Just over the last week, I believe. $945. Sold. No best offer. Not needed at all. Free shipping, not including taxes. Well over $1,000. Why? Well, here's another one. This one actually sold on September 26th at 7:31 a.m. Okay? From another outstanding seller with 1,619 feedback and $899. No best offer. Sold. Gone. $900. And when you look at all of these Wonder Woman figures, if you put them up on eBay and try to gather all these, this is an MMS 698 or Warner Brothers 100, and see what the price is, it is absolutely insanity. And there's only a few that are up there. Once you get past, that's it. This is it. I mean, insane. $1,015.32, not including the $500 in shipping, which has 20 watchers. Okay, $1,275.84, not including the $499.99 in shipping. Gosh. Another one for $1,099.99, not including the $499.99 in shipping. Wait a minute, here's a great deal with 13 watchers. $1,299.99 with 13 watchers. Oh, wait, only $1,088.99? Yes, but not including the $199.99 in shipping. This one has 25 watchers at $1,139.99, not including the $500 in shipping. Look, let's just go ahead and pull up the Toys for Adults version, baby. Because Tim Sent's all out of it. Okay? All out of them. And 5 sold. And the last one that's left is $1,387.99. These prices blow away. They blow away the Tarkin Vader 2-pack. Okay? They blow away the Han and Chewie 2-pack. They blow away the video game Hoth Snowtrooper Empire Strikes Back Trooper double set. These figures that are limited in quantity are very hard to get and have rooted hair. Not just wool hair or the hair that InArt uses. Okay? Both InArt's hair and the wool hair from Hot Toys are implant it, if they call it rooted, with implantation technology. You're seeing some figures from Hot Toys are using that. They're using that material for figures like the Lady Deadpool, or like the Michael Keaton Beetlejuice, or like the Chewbacca figure, because it's an upgrade from the other hair, okay, which some people have called Barbie hair. Some collectors, I've heard that before, and that is an upgrade. But when it's rooted, and they say rooted with implantation technology, that's the extra money, the real extra money, because that is the tedious process that these artists go through to put this in here. Okay. InArt does it. Hot Toys does it. Hot Toys is now using it with some figures that are not labeled Artisan. If it's labeled Artisan, the Artisan is going to be rooted implantation technology. Always check the wording. Don't just look at some Facebook post, or, a lot of collectors, they can't wait to rush on these, announcements from Hot Toys, and why this, and why is this so cheap at the Artisan? Is it just because, it's 1,500? Is that the only reason? Or, what's a DX or what's not? And, all this kind of stuff. Read the verbiage and you'll understand that it is implantation technology, which is exactly what this is. And you're seeing, and this one was limited to 1,500 pieces. So even if they come out, Hot Toys, certainly they're going to come out with more Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. But it's not going to be this particular Wonder Woman, because it's an exclusive. And it's limited to 1,500. And it will always be an exclusive Warner Brothers 100, the only one of its kind. So it will retain its value, even if one comes out and someone deems it's better, or this, or that. And this didn't just have rooted hair technology. It had a special heavy body for the skin and all that. And I've got that behind me as well. Okay? And these kind of figures that are numbered and have, and are once in a lifetime, they will hold their value better than figures that are coming out that are like the big figures in the past that are like this. Okay? I'm pulling this up onto the screen. And this is a big shift within our hobby right now. And you could see that, this sold, last month at about $120 with 6 bids from an outstanding seller with 1,017 feedback, and all 100% positive. 6 bids, but only $120 for this figure. Okay? And I will go to the one that's in stock right now. And this was a running auction as of this recording today. And it still is. And with 1 hour and 38 minutes left, a whopping $40. Outstanding seller, 52 feedback, 100% positive. Okay? Okay, good seller. 100% positive at 52. Just $40. But these are not numbered. And what I mean by numbered, not serialized, don't get confused by that. Hot Toys put out a couple of those. I think they should do those, have these serialized with all of these, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But what I mean is, they didn't tell you what the production was on these. If they did, they would probably tell you 50,000 or something with this, or more. Okay? But nobody knows how many of these they made. They're just still in stock in so many places. Okay? So there's nothing right now at this moment that is highly collectible about this, because when you go to your local comic shop, or you go to many online retailers, this is still an available piece. There is no hunt for this. There is no adrenaline for a collector to run out and try to hunt this version of Captain Marvel. It has nothing to do with Brie Larson. All that controversy there that some people talk about has nothing to do with the character. Has nothing at all to do with that. It has to do with supply and demand, baby. Listen very carefully. That's what's going on. And when you put out figures, like this Warner Brothers 100 Wonder Woman, and you make it special, and you make it exclusive, and then on top of that you say, hey, by the way, we're only going to make 1,500 pieces of these, then it becomes priceless. Then it becomes sought after. Then it doesn't matter as much, quote, as much, end quote, when InArt comes out with a version of it. And certainly Hot Toys comes out with more different versions of it. Because it's a different version. It's a different variation. Again, what have I been saying? More and more announcements, but less production of these announcements with more 2.0s and more variations and variants up the wazoo. But these type of figures, especially when it's intricate, with very intricate implantation, rooted hair technology, they become very, very, very highly sought after, and certainly a whole new level up from many of the figures that have been released in the past. Look, I could go to some other ones that are on this level, and we could see how they are doing within the secondary market as well. And it has to do with the rooted hair implantation technology, and I will show you that. But when you go ahead and look, let's go to InArt Aragorn. Okay? And really, what I want to show you here, this is everything InArt Aragorn. And you see these crazy prices that are up here on the screen. And will these eventually go up higher at the crazier prices where Gandalf is priced? And I say yes, because it just came out here. And as it matures, it's going to be hitting around, it's basically almost the same thing. You can get it a little bit less expensive, $700-800 than Gandalf right now on here. But this figure is absolutely going insane. And I'm trying to find for you, yes, here it is, right here. I did have it bookmarked, baby. So we can roll right along. Look at this. At 7, and I kid you not, okay? At least I think so. When I bookmarked this earlier today, there were 16 sold, I thought, from this particular seller at $750 a piece. Rooted hair version. $750 a piece because it's in stock, and look how these are moving like hotcakes at that price. Okay? It's hard to get. It's special. It has implantation, rooted hair technology. Okay? It is unlike any of the figures in the past. Just like when I was showing you with that Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. And that's what's going on here, in part. Okay? With a lot of these artisan and InArt figures that have rooted hair technology. And look, and you see the same thing. You'll see the same exact thing if I pull up all the InArt Gandalfs, a little bit more. And even crazier prices, 1,000, 1,000, 1,050. And that's, will Aragorn get there? And I say, yes. That's where the Wonder Woman is, basically. Is where the Gandalf is. And where the Wonder Woman and the Gandalf is where the Aragorn basically is and is going. But, you know, the other figure, which I know I mentioned earlier in the show, is you know, this InArt Superman. You can go ahead and take a look here. Why is it so much lower? Well, it doesn't have to just do with where it's available. You can get this more available here because of licensing reasons. I'm here meaning the United States, but I'm not going to digress and get into that. That's a topic for another episode. But there's really here. It's except for that little strand, with the hair. It's a little bit different. So you don't have all of that rooted implantation technology with this particular figure. It's just a figure, a very darn good figure, a very darn good figure, but not with that full scale rooted implantation technology. And is that the difference on the Hot Toys figures, on the InArt figures, on any of the figures? And I say yes. I do. I do. It's absolutely insanity. And collectors are seeing that there is a complete and total difference in the products that are coming out today versus that are the products that have come out in years past. And in addition to that, it's not only the products today compared to the products in not too distant years past, but a lot of the figures that are still in stock in some retail outlets or have been very recent over the last few years, you see a big difference. For instance, okay, with that Scarlet Witch I was showing from Endgame, for a lot of collectors, and you see the one right here with the sculpted hair on this banner, it is a major upgrade over the past Scarlet Witch's Elizabeth Olsen, whether it's the sculpted hair version or the artisan version. And a lot of collectors are seeing that with all the new goodies, that there is a step up in innovation, that there is a step up in artistry, that there is another level that this hobby has entered into. And in order for this hobby, moving forward to be able to really, retain its grails, and many of these artisans are going to be grails. Same thing with these InArt, artisan figures. I mean, not artisan, but rooted hair figures. Is going to be limited production. There's going to be some exclusivity. Okay? Both of the companies operate differently, but again, we'll save that for a different episode for sure. But you're seeing this all throughout the secondary market, that collectors are getting just a little bit more savvy. And here, I mean, I could put this up onto the screen. And good luck. Looks like the seller relisted this item because the seller could not get a bite on the Iron Spider at $195, so below retail. And big reason being, and honestly, that price is just, I think I sold mine for $125. Okay, so that price is just way too high. But the main reason is, look, this is just next level. Next level Tom Holland. Whether you want the sculpted version, whether you want this incredible, artisan version of the Iron Spider, it is just a new era. It's a new age. This is forget about your grandpa's Hot Toys figures. This is not your, Christmas and holidays a couple of years ago Hot Toys or figures. They're changing rapidly, very, very quickly. And you're seeing that effect within the secondary market for sure. Look, even figures that are next level, and make no mistake, some of these figures, like the ones I'm going to show you here, are next level. But we are dealing with a volatile global economy where there's not enough money in people's wallets to spend on all of these figures. And if the next best thing comes out that many collectors feel are a little bit more of an upgrade from what they got. Even next level figures like this one right here, which is a next level figure that was on Waitlist before it got officially announced. All 4 versions, this DX28, and 45 bids, but not a penny over $305. Why? Again, it's tying right into what I'm telling you. And pulling this up on the screen, some collectors know, sellers know. In order to be able to get money, if you want to go ahead and sell it, $275 sold. Didn't put it up for $375. Should have sold for $375. And this is a next level figure. But another next level figure, as this hobby continues to evolve, came out right on top of this in this right here. And I like to call this your mythos-looking Darth Vader. And this has a full Hayden Christensen head sculpt, not a half one. And just looks absolutely like the most incredible Darth Vader I have ever seen. Okay? Looks-wise. And you're seeing it, unfold in that regard. Now, is it possible that with this DX28, if they would have went ahead and Hot Toys would have made this limited to, even if they said 10,000 pieces or 12,000 pieces or whatever, that it wouldn't be doing this even on top of that? And I say yes. And do I believe that that's what's going to start happening more and more, and should happen, quite frankly? I really do. Because I think, if they're going to be putting out this many figures in this magnitude, to be quite honest with you, that's what has to happen. That's what has to happen. Look, we've had over 90 figures with the Harley Quinn now. 90 announcements, not drops. Okay, well, they finally released it. 90 figures, that it's October 6th when I'm recording this today, ladies and gentlemen. So not only are you going to match last year's 100 figures, they are going to surpass that amount by a landslide here in 2024. And forget about 2025, where it's going to be a lot more of the same, but even more. And I predict that 2025 will be the most we've ever seen. But man, if they could number some of these, and even the ones they want to produce more of, which certainly with these figures I believe that they are, I think that goes a long way. I think that goes a long way. And then, even when you do get the latest big thing that comes out, it's not as affected as you're seeing right now. Pause. You're watching the Market Show. Cheers, baby. Hit the like. Hit the sub. All right. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick. Queen Amidala, really, with all of these, did they leak Hot Toys in a way that they're coming out with the Jack Nicholson Joker? And I say, do you see all the Batman stuff that they're coming out with? Do you see all the 2.0s of, the DX13 Battle Damage Terminator, the DX16 and 17 Darth Maul, the freaking DX, what is it, the 09 Batman, the DX Jack Sparrows, the this and the that and the that and the this. I mean, really, are they leaking that they're going to basically come out with this Jack Nicholson Joker and probably the mime version as well? And I say, yes. They're shouting it at you, baby. It's not only in the stars, it's right in front of your freaking face. And when they come out with these off characters and these side characters, and they come up with molds of different actresses and actors like Natalie Portman, is it basically already a leak that the Queen Amidala is coming out? They're basically telling you, they're leaking it, that they are going to come out with just about every prominent character that they have a license for, especially when they are no longer bound to one variation at 10,000 or 12,000 or a 15,000 run. When they could take that head sculpt and put it on something else, or they could take that clothing, or they could take those robes, or they can take that armor, or they could take this, or they could take that, and they can utilize it on different versions. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's crazy. And look, Lego, I believe it is, just came out with a Prisoner Leia Jabba commemoration set with Leia. And if they can do it, is it possible that Hot Toys could do it? Look, I've been telling you this for the longest time, that every variation of Leia, including this Leia, and whatever you want to call her, Jabba's Prisoner Leia, Leia this, Leia, what is it? Tatooine, whatever. They will come out with it. It will be exclusive. It will be commemorative, and it is something that Carrie Fisher elected to do, and she's proud of, her family's proud of, and they absolutely 100% will be coming out with this figure. When you're seeing other companies starting to do it, you can go ahead and connect the dots. As far as Hot Toys, are they leaking to us some of the things that they are about to do? You could take every DX from the past, except if they're no longer interested, for instance, in, the Michael Jackson ones they come out with that license, or with the Bruce Lee one from the DX04. As far as everything else, looks like they have the license for, and they're basically telling you, hey, we're coming out with it. And if you're wondering about 3.0s, they're basically leaking that to you as well, because they're already showing you a pattern of all of these 2.0s. So, unless they are, they have a specific amount tied to them, like these artisan figures or like these exclusives, where it says 2,500 or 5,500. As far as the grail ability, I'd be very, very, weary right now until many years later. But when they're, when they're limited production, it becomes priceless. And if they go serialized, baby, it is absolutely, absolutely epic for sure. And when you talk about 2.0s, different variations, and reusing the same molds, here is a prime example. Look, I actually think this is pretty darn comic book awesome, to be honest with you. But couldn't they have included this head sculpt with the first iteration of this for the Hano line? And I'll just be honest with you. There's going to be some conversation in regards to this type of thing when it comes to this artisan dark side Anakin, which they absolutely are going to unveil for us here very, very shortly, and within the fourth quarter here of 2024. And when you look at this Wolverine, there are some collectors that are a little taken aback by this, and I can't necessarily blame them. But look, this is not going to stop. Because part of more and more announcements with less production of those announcements, with more 2.0s and more variations and exclusives and limited exclusives and things of this nature, this is precisely what we are in for when we collect Hot Toys and these type of figures. And if any company wants to be able to compete with Hot Toys on the sheer volume, whether it's on this budget line, which is the Hano line, or perhaps with their regular line, which has become regular Hot Toys, quite frankly, or whether it's their Artisan line, which is really the line, and their Artisan and DX line, the line that they compete with InArt in. But the sheer volume of everything that they come out with, this is what's going to happen. So you're going to get a dark side Anakin. And I do think that this looks cool. I just think that, why couldn't a lot of this be done with the first issue? Well, why can't a dark side Anakin head sculpt be included with the Artisan one? Did we really need that lava base, or couldn't they have included it with the first Revenge of the Sith Anakin and just given us a base and that extra head sculpt and call it a DX, baby? Do we remember with the DX16 and DX17 that, those DXs came with 2 head sculpts? How about, how about the DX04, the Bruce Lee? So, sure, they could have done this, but they didn't. And, look, I understand, but here's the thing. This is what we got to come to expect. And we can't collect all of the stuff that they're coming out with. And I've been through this before. It is just near impossible. Like I mentioned in my last episode, you have to really, really focus in now on what you're going to get. Is it going to be the Hano line? Is it going to be the regular line I just talked about? Is it going to be the Artisan DX line? Is it going to be a combination of a couple of figures here and a couple of figures there and a couple of figures in the DX Artisan line? Maybe some figures from InArt, J&D, XYZ, ABC, what have you. Because a lot of what you see out there with the content creators is every single thing. Every single thing. I spill my coffee on every single thing. But I don't buy every single thing. I just can't. I can't afford to do so. It's ridiculous to think that everybody could, because it's just not economically feasible right now for the majority of human beings on this planet. It's just not feasible at this point. However, for the collectors that are just focusing in on some of these figures, or perhaps just the Hano line, this is kind of But you got to kind of expect this. If you're getting into Hot Toys and you plan on collecting some of these figures, you got to be prepared to have these type of variations, much like you get with the Black Series of Star Wars from Hasbro. That's what you're going to get. If you're collecting even the premium line from Hot Toys, the Artisan and DX lines, you have got to be prepared. Absolutely have got to be prepared to have different variations like Hasbro in the Black Series, like with the Imposter Batman Joker Artisan version and the upcoming Anakin Darkseid Artisan version. And look, that's what I got on this, ladies and gentlemen. I see a lot of complaints on this with that in that aspect, but there's going to be a whole lot more of this from where that came from, for sure. I don't always drink wizard juice after I drink all my coffee and spill it, but when I do, baby, I do it right here at the 6 Scale Cantina. Don't forget to hit the like button Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to join the channel if you want to as well. Look, I recently came out with this. You want to see my in-art Gandalf review? It's exclusively there for members. Join the channel. It's $3.99 a month. I never raise the price. That's what it is. It's cheap. And I also have another video that's up that kind of shows Gandalf next to Aragorn, next to the Hot Toys Artisan, Batman Imposter Joker, next to that Wonder Woman. If you want to see that, the Artisan Wonder Woman, WB100, you could go to the channel, join the channel, and see that. And then you get a lot of cool stuff like this. You know, why is it raining artisans? You want some heightened analysis? You want some expanded thoughts? Go check this out. Come check this out and join the channel. And I do appreciate your support. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Ancient action figure theorists watching across the universe, we hope you've enjoyed Season 1 of the Aries Tarrington Show right here at the 6 Scale Cantina. Get ready for Season 2 of the Aries Tarrington Show. We're going to get more experts, more ancient action figure theorists, and we're going to go on location to the craziest parts of the universe. The Market Show is coming back along with 6 Scale Raw as we move into production for Season 2 of the Aries Tarrington Show. Stay thirsty, baby.